Look, here is the most recent example of how they've tried to use psychological warfare tactics to give me false hope and wait on something that's never coming. This is just the most recent example. Okay, so a few months ago, they started putting things like, you're the heir to the throne. Okay, here's the starting. Here's the build-up. Oh, your family did all this evil stuff against you behind closed doors. There's more to the build-up. You're not really a part of the family you were born into. Here's more to the build-up. You were human trafficked. There's another part of the build-up. Turns out your brother is Prince Harry. And they tried to sell you and put you in torment so they could remain heir to the throne. There's more to the build-up. Prince Harry has lost his succession to the kingdom because of the Epstein files. More build-up. Queen Elizabeth just died. And this is long term. So this is over the last, say, year and a half, 2 years. This is a long-term psychological operation to give you false hope for something that isn't reality. Queen Elizabeth just died. She wrote a letter to you. Okay, she wrote a letter about you. You're the true heir to the throne. The kingdom needs you. Where's your sense of duty? You're the only successor. We thought you were gone. They told us you were gone. Okay, so there's more. We're so sorry. We need you to lead the kingdom. We need you to take your place on your throne. You are the rightful heir. There's more to the story. Now, this has been built up over years. Years. They've been infecting my For You pages with all of this nonsense and all of this info. They're trying to exonerate themselves from being complicit in the bigger picture. They do this to tons of people all around the world. And all it does is influence false hope, cycles of waiting, systems of control, and people not building for themselves because they start to believe that something is coming for them. That's why these are broadband messages. That's why they don't have names attached to them. That's why they're from untraceable profiles. That's why a lot of them call themselves a message from God, trying to convince you that it's not the devil just doing his work. These are long-term psyops that they use over streaming services to institute falsehoods, fakes, fallacies, and bad ideas. They try to get you to wait on them forever, and they never show up. Now, as a master of some of these artistic art forms myself, I clock this and I wait. I see how far they're willing to go until the clincher. And I expect nothing to happen. This is what happens when you have a superior mind. You clock it. Here we go. This one's going to be good. And then you see the succession over the course of years. Years. I've been waiting for what they could have corrected in a day. I wasn't really waiting. I wasn't stopping working on myself. I wasn't stopping going just to wait for something to show up. I didn't believe somebody was going to pull up outside my house and all of a sudden save me. So I have certain training in certain areas that allow me to collect these things and possibly, hopefully, get them taken off the internet so they stop influencing other minds, creating them into being, or molding them into being, thinking that there's some sort of special outworldly individual. Like, I'm not falling for any of it. I'm a good guy. I do hard work. I've done work for the intelligence community. I get this. Like, I know this. I know this patterns. I know this continued pattern, and all it is lies. It's false. It's fake. So, to my other friends out there who have maybe fallen victim to these cycles of waiting When is this going to come? When is this going to come? Oh, the suffering, the pain, the waiting. Stop focusing on that. Build yourself. Because it's all psyops. It's all psychological warfare. It's all a system of control. It will keep you waiting forever. And then being mad at yourself later while you're struggling to understand why. Why? Because the clincher was last night when they really tried to complete their psyop. A telepathic offer directly from a member of the royal family while they're in America. So they've built all of this up over years, thinking it's going to warp me into being somebody I'm clearly not. I've had so many conversations with this individual that I talked to last night over the course of the last year that all dictate the same thing. And you know what I see it as? Nonsense. It's psyops. That's all it is. It's dirty people doing dirty crap, trying to mold me into something they want me to be, or trying to infiltrate my system because they know I got the keys and they know I'm not giving it to them. Do you know what he told me in one of these telepathic exchanges? Explained in great detail how, oh, now that you've built yourself, you can be the heir to the throne because you've earned your place. Tried to convince me that I had to earn a throne from a family that I don't consider family because they sold me as a sacrifice. That's not my family. Prince Harry is not my brother. King Charles is not in my bloodline or my lineage. Who would do that to a family? Who would do that to a family member? How sick do you have to be? So even if I do have blood in common with them somewhere, I refuse to accept them as family, because family, that's not what family does. I built my own. I built the collective. We love, we support each other. We help with spiritual guidance. We back each other up. We send each other love. We send each other opportunities. We grow together. That's family. Anything they're trying to convince me otherwise is absolute false. It's false. It's a lie. It's garbage. It's nonsense. It's BS. And they've built this up over time to try to convince me of something that is completely unrealistic, just so they can say I'm crazy. I don't believe it. I don't believe you. I don't believe any of this except that you have influence over the internet. And because you're running illegal psychological warfare operations over the internet, guess what? That makes streaming services complicit in the case I can bring against them and shut them down or bleed them dry. Now you have my mentality. There's the connection. Do you know how many messages from God I get that I never listen to because I have a direct connection to source myself from a near-death experience and consciousness expansion? I never listen to those messages because they're claiming to be God, when really they are trying or participating in hidden psychological warfare tactics. And do you know there are hidden messages encoded in those? They stimulate certain parts of your brain, and if you close your eyes and go into a meditative state, there's a hidden message. But it doesn't matter who the message is from because they never say who they are. And a bunch of different secret societies have their own God channel, as well as intelligence communities. And the way I see it is, until you identify yourself and have the conversation directly, it means nothing to me. I don't communicate with the shadow. If you're masking or hiding your face, your energy, you're not communicating with me directly. And if you are, and you're from that circuit, and I know it, I still don't believe you. Welcome to reality.